All right, welcome back, everyone. Very sorry we're running late. I know it's basically Saturday morning at this point, but we are here. We are live. This is the Paladin's Tavern. My name is Joe, and I'm joined here by my lovely wife, Jenny. Say hello, dear.
Hello, everybody.
And this is Friday night D&D. It might be Saturday morning, but it's Friday night. So we're here. We're streaming live on Twitch, YouTube, and also on Kick. And very excited to be back. This is session 5 of our ongoing campaign called Menace from Beyond. And quick reminder for those that maybe we're not in the know. Our two characters were they how should I put it? They died. let's go with that. Our two characters died last session. Poor Eloise and Leonidas. They didn't make it during a major raid of trogs that came through the forest here. And just as they passed on and their bodies were snatched up and taken into the forest, a company of soldiers that the town of Riverbend Hollow had been expecting for about 3 days had finally arrived as the sun dawned, and Captain Rygar, the paladin, and his company came in, swept the trogs, and pushed them back into the forest. And so now we are here a few days after that, with the town of Riverbend Hollow being kept safe by the company, and awaiting reinforcements as Captain Rygar does his due diligence, investigating what is going on. He awaits the arrival of Adeline Sunhold, a sorceress who is part of the King's Army. She's a captain of the Sorcerer's Legion for the King's Army. So he awaits her return, or at least her arrival rather, which is occurring here in session excuse me, in session 5. So we begin with Adeline. Adeline Sunhold. You have arrived at Riverbend Hollow, and the day is waning. It's been a long trip, and you see 2 guards in front of you, and the town of Riverbend Hollow beyond them. What do you do?
So I'm just arriving, and did I come with Captain Rygar, or we came separately, or?
No, you did not arrive with him. He came in with his company, and you and your legion of sorcerers are coming a few days after, upon his request.
Okay. So her first order of business is going to connect with him to get an update on the status of, what's going on in the town and the enemy.
Good. And how do you plan on doing that?
Old fashioned, look around, see where he is. Tell my company to, remain where they are, or maybe, speak to the townspeople, get some information, and she's going to go locate him and ask him to sit down and update her.
Got it. Well, you've got 2 of his fellow soldiers guarding the bridge in front of you.
Okay. So Adeline is going to approach them. And I'm sorry, what did we decide her title was?
She's a captain.
She's captain. Okay. So she's going to approach them and say, Captain Sunhold, can you please direct me to Captain Rygar?
So the two kind of come to attention a little bit as you approach, and one speaks up and says, yes. Good evening, Captain. Yes, you're looking for Captain Rygar?
Yes, at ease, soldier. It's fine. Yes, where is he?
So he kind of relaxes his posture a little bit and says, very good. He can be found down inside the tavern. We've established different posts all throughout the town, and the tavern is our headquarters. That's where we get our room and board, and where we go for our daily briefings, as well as shift change as well. So report there, and I believe he'll be there waiting for you.
So she'll smile at him and say, do they have good ale there, soldier?
He kind of shrugs a little bit and says, we're a long way from home, Captain, but it's not bad.
She smiles and she says, thank you. Thank you both. And she'll continue to walk on toward the tavern.
As you cross the bridge, you start to get a feel for the town you're walking into. Roll perception for me. Roll perception, yeah. So on your character sheet, you'll see passive perception. What's your passive perception, by the way?
It's 12, but you want me to roll actual perception, right?
Yeah, because rolling's fun. So yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay.
We could also use your passive perception if you wish. It's I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to roll for it, or do you want to just use the passive?
You're right. It's more fun to roll, and I am proficient in perception, so I get a little more of a boost to my roll. So
very good.
Watch me roll a 1.
So do you need me to remind you of the command in the chat room, or no?
Nope, I got it.
All right. Just trying to be helpful. Ha! Look at that.
Oh wow! Just one below.
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty much it's pretty much the same anyway. How funny is that? Okay. It's been 3 days, to your knowledge, that Captain Rygar and his company have come in and secured the town from the invading troglodytes from the forest. And everything inside Riverbend Hollow is very quiet. No one is walking the quaint streets. No one is out farming or talking to each other, milling about. You don't hear any laughter. You don't hear anything at all except for the sound of the river rushing through and the breeze in the trees. And you suddenly get a sense of foreboding. It doesn't feel nice. In fact, as you look about, you catch the eye of somebody in their homes as they close the shutters at your gaze. You make your way probably about a mile down the dirt and dusty road to the center of the town. And you see a very large building with a sign outside that says the Pink Pigeon Tavern. This is a 3-story building made in the architectural style of a medieval, I want to say cottage, but it's got a Tudor, a medieval Tudor style where the levels kind of, as the levels go up, they're stacked on top of each other. They kind of fan out from themselves a little bit. So the top level, the third level, it hangs over the second level, and the second level kind of hangs over the first level. It has white stucco walls with exposed dark oak beams. If you catch my meaning here.
I'm with you.
Okay. Even outside the tavern, a place that you would normally see folk kind of gathering and talking, there's no one out there. In fact, the only horses that you see in the stable are the king's horses, identifiable by the king's blue and gold banners on the horses. What do you do now?
Well, I'm going to continue my journey to, to go inside the tavern to look for Captain Rygar.
Got it.
Adeline will note everything that she's observing, the state of the town, which looks to be, not even starting to recover from their attack, understandably so, given how recent it was. And she's going to, just sort of note all of that in the back of her mind and continue into the tavern.
Got it. Okay. So we're going to make our way into the Pink Pigeon. And you should see the Pink Pigeon, the interior of the tavern now.
I do. Okay.
As you walk inside, the tavern itself is not as raucous as you would expect. It's filled with the king's soldiers milling about, walking around, talking to one another in lowered voices. The sound of their armor clanking together, the sound of unarmored soldiers in their more like comfortable clothes, sort of milling about as well. Their swords kind of clanging up against certain things as they make their way, snaking their way through the tavern furniture. The fire is roaring inside, and you can hear the flames there. And Captain Rygar, you spot, though he hasn't seen you yet, on a wall at a table, which is adorned with all kinds of food, goblets, and maps. And he is surrounded by 6 or 7 soldiers, all kind of hunkered over the table, each one in turn taking a bit of food here, a piece of bread there, a sip or two of whatever's in their goblets as well. And they look like they're very busy planning and poring over maps.
Okay. Remind me again, what is, if you had previously decided this, what is the relationship? I know they're both captains, but what's their, relationship like? Are they friendly? Are they good friends? Are they just, colleagues? What's going on here?
Right. So, the two of them are captains in the king's army. Captain Rygar is a paladin, but he's the captain of the melee martial military, and under his command are the knights of the king. You are the captain of a different contingent of the king's army. Underneath you are all of the sorcerers, the casters, the wizards of the king's army. You and he are on good terms, friendly. Have been in a number of campaigns together already. But you don't quite, on a daily basis, you don't quite bump into each other all the time. You've got your side, and your offices. He's got his and his offices, and they're sort of separated. But you've been on different. You fought in a few wars together, a few battles together. So you're friendly, and you have a good rapport with one another.
Okay. So she's going to go up to him and just sort of stand in front of where he is and say, "Hello there, Captain. Trust you're well."
He's going to look up quickly. His eyes are going to move up from the map that he's looking at, and he's going to meet eyes with you, and then he's going to stand up straight and smile broadly, and say, "Adeline Sunhold, wow, what is a fantastic to see you here." And he's going to kind of cut through the guys a little bit, and give you a hug.
She'll return the hug and say, "I'm told my services are needed."
"Yes, absolutely," he says. "Thank you for coming, and as quickly, too, as you did. I requested you as soon as I found out what it is that we might be up against."
Well, of course, that's why I'm here. I would love to hear all about what we are up against, so that I may prepare my men and women.
So he nods and smiles and looks to you, kind of half looks at you and half looks at the tavern keeper, and with a finger gesturing over, he looks and says,
"Orange peel ale still, or no?"
She'll smile and say, "You've remembered. Yes."
And then he'll kind of look up and nod and say,
"Bring a few pints. Orange peel ale, please."
I see you've had a few already.
He's going to smile and he's going to say,
There's three things I believe in: praying to the Lord, drinking ale, and killing my enemies with fierce whatever.
Exactly how many have you had, Captain?
I don't know. I'm not a bean counter. I'm a warrior. Speaking of, let me direct your attention to our maps here.
Yes, please do.
So he's going to show you first the Riverbend Hollow map. He's going to say,
now, as you can see here, we came in, and as we came in, there was an incursion of troglodytes coming through. We've dispatched them, ran them through into the forest. They haven't come back yet. However, our scouts note that there is a ruin deep inside that they're coming from. Now, normally we don't see this sort of behavior with troglodytes. However, here they're organized, highly organized, and that's made me very nervous. There's some magic at work here. For something to keep these troglodytes in line, working together, makes me nervous. So, that's the reason why I've asked you and your company to come. I don't know what's going to come out of that ruin and spill out of the forest, but I want to make sure that we can fight fire with fire. And I have a feeling that swords and shields may not be all that can win a battle. So, first, I've divided the town into 5 basic posts, as you'll see here. We've got knights dispatched at each post. Post 1 is in front of the bridge. Post 2 is we've got 3 knights here at the tree line. We have post 3A and post 3B. These are residential areas, making sure that our knights here are ensuring that these people that live here are their homes and their lands are protected, especially at night. Post 4 is a little bit of the same, and then we have post 5A and 5B. 5A, another residential one, but we have a knight on the other side of the river who will liaison with post 1 if there's anything going on that side of the river, and post 5B, which watches the river and the lands there too. So we're well covered, as you can see.
Quite thorough. Nice job.
Thank you. Although I'm eager to hear your thoughts on these posts.
No, I think they're good. I particularly like that you have several men by the forest there, thinking that those are going to be the front lines when the troglodytes, if they come back, they've been coming from the forest. So it's good to have a line of defense there. When are you thinking you might penetrate the forest?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm hoping as early as tomorrow morning.
That seems in order. All right. Well, what sort of... I heard that there were 2 deaths here, and that's what created the need for us to come. Can you explain a little bit of that to me, and what sort of defense did these individuals have?
Right. Well, both were in the same manner at night, and in their homes. So these troglodytes became brazen. It seems as if that they've been coming out of the forest and looking to pillage at night, but staying outside of homes did not hold long enough for them. So they began entering the homes and killing the alpha male inside, and then making off with whatever they could. So that happened twice by the time we came here, and not since in the 3 nights that we've been here. So our presence is definitely a strong deterrent.
Mm-hmm. And what of the 2 adventurers that came?
Yes. We're not sure what was going on with them specifically. Not many of the people around here heard their story. However, they were quite valiant and were fighting the troglodytes as we arrived. Unfortunately, they succumbed to their attacks, and they're currently believed dead, and they were taken by the troglodytes deep into the forest. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I pushed the wrong button.
Yep.
So her eyes will widen at this, and her mouth will go slack a little bit, and she'll say, "Taken. They're presumed dead, and they were taken. Their bodies were stolen. Is this normal behavior for these troglodytes?"
No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Absolutely not. And that's what worries us. It's not the troglodytes. It's what's controlling them and organizing them that we're worried about. This is the reason why I began to sense magic. We're not sure what is controlling them. And ultimately, the investigation is difficult. The forest is thick and dense. We cannot penetrate with our numbers. So, with you here, I was hoping that maybe your company could augment the posts, especially post 1 by the tree line, post 5A, post 5B, augment those soldiers there, and I was going to ask if you will accompany me into the forest for a 3-day journey to see what's going on in there.
And she smiles and she says, "I would be happy to fight at your side again, Captain."
Good. Fantastic. Well then, it's decided. Here. He gives you the map of Riverbend Hollow with the posts on it, and says, distribute your company along the posts as you see fit. We'll leave first thing in the morning.
So she's going to throw back some of her orange peel. Was it orange peel ale?
Yep.
And say, I look forward to it, and I will alert my company. I will station them in these sectors you've given me, and we will leave at dawn.
Very good. It's 3 days march in, 3 days march back, and we don't know how long we're going to be there once we arrive. So, pack provisions for enough for yourself for 2 weeks, and meet me down here tomorrow at sunrise.
Okay, so she's gonna stand and say, I better go order some food so that I'm well fed and rested, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
Yes. Let's see. And he kind of looks out the window. Second shift is just about to end. Third shift will be coming in soon. So we'll have a few open rooms ready for you and your company.
Sounds wonderful. So she's gonna get up and give him a nod with a smile and make her way over to the counter to order some.
Yeah, he's gonna follow you over, and he's gonna say, Adeline, it's wonderful to see you again, and to work with you as well. And he's gonna give you another hug.
She'll return it and say, "You as well, and I look forward to our journey, truly."
Very good. So he's going to look to you and then to his men and say, I'm going to retire. I'll see you in the morning.
Oh boy, he's going to retire at the same time she does? That's not going to get talked about at all.
Well, I'm sure that she's got a lot of work to do, and she's about to eat and have a meal. So
she's gonna take the meal to her room, and everyone's gonna talk. Really poor judgment on Captain Rygar's part here.
Well, I don't know what to say. I mean,
well, as long as he doesn't mind being, squawked about by his men, then have at it.
So a couple of the guys are kind of like, talking like, I bet he's gonna retire. He's probably gonna sleep more.
Someone's gonna make a comment about, her lighting his fire.
Yeah. Retire what? Your pants? I know something of his that won't be retiring tonight. He's going to be pulling an all-nighter with that. All right. So, okay. So where do you want to go from here? Do you is there something that is there information that Adeline would like to receive? Are there hobbies that Adeline has in her downtime? Is there some sort of activity that you'd like to engage in as late evening turns to dusk and before the sun comes up? What is it that is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, she is going to have a nice dinner to, because even if she packs rations, she's thinking that, things might become a little scarce. So she's going to make sure she gets a good meal, and she's going to get some decent sleep. So she's going to, fan her hands out and float over to the counter and do those things.
Fan her hands out and float.
Yeah, like, Arwen style.
Like Arwen style.
And on the way, she's going to go...
Is this because she's a half-elf?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, you're fanning hands and floating all over the tavern. Gracefully, like Arwen. Okay. Anything else? Is there some sort of downtime activity you're interested in, or would you like to just kind of skip ahead to the morning?
Yeah, she's gonna do some woodworking.
Yeah.
And then some horseback riding.
Okay. Horseback riding.
Yeah, and then some painting, and then she'll retire.
Painting. Okay. All right. So you whittle a rocking horse, and you charge around Riverbend Hollow in the dead of the night on a Palomino, and around 3 o'clock in the morning you come back in and start painting some happy little clouds and some nice mountains before taking a plate up to your room and falling asleep alone in your chambers that are on the other side of the tavern from Captain Rygar.
Yeah, no, none of that. None of that is happening. That's
with your chastity belt fastened tight and locked, and the key to it around your neck.
Chastity belt.
Yeah. And you go to bed. You go to sleep.
Yeah, she's gonna go to bed. She's not gonna ride a Palomino around at 3 a.m.
No, none of that happened.
They're leaving at dawn. She's gonna get like 15 minutes of sleep.
Got it. All right. So the sun begins to rise over Riverbend Hollow, and you and Captain Rygar make your way outside to outside the tavern. get some sort of visual representation of you two out here. Okay. Very good. All right then. So, you're ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so it's a 3 days march. And what we're going to do is we're going to organize the march through the woods. You've got 3 days from Riverbend Hollow to where the scout had seen the ruins. So, we're gonna organize this in a few ways to see if you encounter anything on these marches. It's going to be 4 hours. So it's gonna be done in like 2 shifts. Each shift is 4 hours, with a meal in the middle. So you're gonna march for 4 hours, then a meal, and for an hour, and then march for another 4 hours. And then after that is going to be setting up camp and going to sleep and then waking up again, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you begin your first 4-hour march from sun up to roughly around noontime. Now, hold on a second here. Yeah. Okay. So your first march is ongoing. Okay. And what I'd like for you to do is I want you to roll. I want you to give me a roll here. Let me just see something. Okay. Just roll a straight D20 for me.
Did you get my roll?
Yeah. Okay. All right. You got a D10 over there?
What's that?
You got a D10?
Like a physical D10?
Yeah, just roll a D10 for me. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired, so I'm not thinking clearly.
That's okay. I didn't bring my dice up here because I knew we were rolling on roll 20.
Yeah. Okay. Just getting some information here. All right. Your first morning's march. You begin to encounter. Let me stop myself. Roll survival for me.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I I put an extra 1 in the 20, so it rolled. I don't know what it did, but it came out with a ridiculous number. So
103. Blew that out of the water.
I know, right?
You survive everything.
Or the rest of the campaign.
An ape with AIDS bites you. You survive it.
Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, my real roll is a 10.
Okay. While marching along, you begin to notice odd tracks.
Are you done? Oh.
Yeah, the tracks. Yeah, you begin to notice some odd tracks in the ground. What do you do?
I shall investigate them.
Okay, roll investigation. Oh wow!
Whoa, cool.
These tracks were made by lizard folk. Primitive reptilian humanoids that are fiercely territorial and kill when it's expedient to do.
I'm just taking note because I have a feeling I'm about to, I'm going to have to share this information with Captain Rygar.
Yes.
Is that what they're actually called? Lizard folk?
They're called lizard folk, yeah.
Okay. Okay, they're fiercely territorial. Do I know anything else about them?
What was that you rolled? Investigation? And
yes.
then okay. Let me see here.
What was that word you used? You said kill expediently?
Yeah, they're fiercely territorial and they kill when it's expedient. When it behooves them. Roll nature for me.
Ugh.
What was that, a 9?
Yeah, it's a 9.
It's a 9. You don't know really much beyond what the common person knows about lizard folk. They're very tribal. Again, territorial. They live in densely forested areas like a jungle, swamps. They tend to live near water sources. They're just nasty creatures. You've encountered a few in your adventures. However, few and far between. And each time you've encountered, one or two lizard folk, it's never been a pleasant experience, and you've had to dispatch them. So they get into all kinds of mischief. They tend to be a little bit of a. They tend to become like bandits. They're tribal, so they'll go to other lizard folk tribe or towns of people, small settlements, and try and take advantage of whatever they can steal there and bring it back. And so you're seeing tracks of lizard folk here in the mud along the dirt path into the forest.
Do I remember at all if they produce any kind of magic?
No, you've never seen them, or have even heard of lizard folk producing magic at all. They're not smart enough.
Okay. So I will call Captain Rygar's attention to this. So I think he called me by my first name. Do I like refer to him as his first name, or?
Yeah, you can if you want. Yeah, Garrick Rygar.
Okay. So she'll call his name. She'll say, Garrick, have you seen this?
He stops his horse for a second, and no, I'm sorry. Neither of you are horsed. The forest is too tight for that. He stops and turns around, noticing that you kind of fell behind a few paces, and asks,
What is it you're looking at?
She points downward and says, these tracks. I recognize them.
So he comes sauntering over, and I don't know if sauntering is probably a good word here.
He sashayed.
So what is he, a runway model? He saunters over in his plate mail. So he sachets over and turns on a dime and walks right back. So Captain Rygar, Garrick Rygar, he walks over and takes a knee in front of you, looking down at the track and nods.
Lizard folk. Best be careful.
No, she nods and says, have you encountered them before? Because I have.
Yeah, here and there. Not too often.
Same. I have a feeling, given the descriptions we've been given, that that's what we're dealing with here.
Right.
Well, he gets up.
Best be on our guard.
She nods and walks on.
You guys walk a few paces in, and two of these lizard folk make themselves known in front of you down the path. One holding a javelin, and the other a club and a shield. And then two more behind you. One holding a javelin, and the other a club and a shield.
Oh, they're going down.
Roll for initiative. Yeah. I don't have anything with me to take down initiative and whatnot. To make notes. Do you have paper over there? You do? Usually I've got my my Dungeon Master's book over here, but today I left it. Okay. Did you roll for initiative?
I did. I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Okay. Let's see. So Rygar's gonna do his initiative. That's an 8. And then we've got 4 lizard folk. Yeah, 2 in front of you, 2 behind.
Oh, I thought you said 2.
And yep, I did. 2 in front of you, and then 2 behind.
Sneaky, sneaky dungeon master.
Sneaky, huh?
Jinx, you may drink now.
You want some orange peel ale?
Yeah, sure. Why not? That sounds really good, actually.
Sneaking. Look at that. They don't get anything to initiative, these guys. That's interesting.
Well, didn't you just say they're kind of dumb?
Yeah.
They're
So-
probably, just kind of, bumps on logs,
I like to do collective initiative just so we can, get on with the encounter. So for those of you maybe watching, I'm not going to roll 4 different initiatives for 4 different lizard folk. It's just lizard folk 1 through 4. They're just going to go. So it's it has its positives and negatives to it. The negative being that once the 2 heroes of the campaign go, then it's a block of just assault. So it's a drawback. But we've got enough table rules here too where any combat drawback is supported by a table rule, such as potions are a free action. So, okay, so initiative order is going to be Garrick Rygar, and then Adeline Sunhold, and then Lizard Folk 1 through 4. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have any lizard folk tokens. So I do apologize for that. Let me see if I can find a little token or something to get in here to represent them. Guess we could do the troglodyte token, right?
Yeah, go with whatever is easy. Yeah.
There we go. So we'll do something like that. All right. And then just give these guys numbers. Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Bless you.
Thanks. Sorry about that. Okay. Can you see this guy's nameplate and hit points?
I see the one in the top right. Oh, you're doing it now. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
By the way, these guys are heinous, babe.
Pretty ugly, huh?
Yeah.
This is I made a little meta game mistake here. Sorry about that. I did not intend to have the hit point value known. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I made the mistake, so now I'm just going to do all of them that way. But in the future, I'm not going to have hit point values on the creatures that you're going to slay.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
So I do apologize. We try not to metagame. It was a mistake. It's 2 a.m. here, so I do apologize. Okay. So, Garrick Rygar.
Yes.
You have the initiative, sir.
Very good then. I shall begin to dispatch lizard folk number 2.
All right, Garrick, go ahead and do your thing.
Fine. Right then.
I'll just wait.
So I'm talking with Garrick right now. Okay, so Garrick is going to charge. Now this guy's got a number 2's got a sword and shield. Number 1's got the javelin. Hope I can remember that. Let me make a note. Make a note here. What did I say? Number 2's got the sword and shield. Number 1's got the javelin, right?
I honestly, honey, don't remember what I'm getting tired too. So just whatever you.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna do one round of combat, and then we'll call it a night. Okay. All right. So Captain Rygar goes after number 2. It's got the sword and shield, and he is going to see if he hits him. That's going to be a D20 plus 7. That's a 21. That's a hit. And then he's going to roll 1d8. 4 plus 7. And that's going to be an 11. So Captain Rygar charges after this lizard folk with his sword. Okay, and stabs him directly in the gut. Okay, Adeline, you're up.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use Burning Hands, but just want to double check. Make sure that's the spell I want to use.
Burning Hands.
Oh, come on, honey. It's 2 a.m. to get the Gummy Bear song in my head.
Burning lizard folk here and there. Jenny's gonna be using Burning Hands.
Yeah, we're going to do Burning Hands at level 2.
Cooked lizard tastes like chicken.
Oh.
All right, so you're gonna use burning hands on. Okay. Let's close the distance here a little bit. Okay. How are you using burning hands here?
I'm gonna use burning hands on the one right in front of me. Oh, actually, 3 is probably closer, and that will keep Garrick out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Gummy bears.
Now it's in my head. And I also want a gummy bear, so thanks very much.
Gummy bears.
Okay, so yeah, Adeline's gonna cast Burning Hands at level 2. All right. So there's gonna be a 15-foot cone, and the lizard folk is gonna have to make a dex saving throw. Okay.
Okay, so the lizard folk has to make a dex saving throw.
Yes, and then I'll roll my damage from there to see. Well, I mean, it depends on what you want me to do. You want me to roll damage, and then your saving throw? It's up to you.
No, he's got to do the saving throw first, and then you roll the damage.
Okay.
Okay. So he
Well,
doesn't
he's
get
gonna
any.
take half. He's gonna take half damage if he fails.
All right, so that's a 17.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me get up to my. Okay, so my spell save DC is 14, so he passed. So he's gonna take half damage.
Okay, half damage. While you're trying to figure out the half damage.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to share.
We're gonna hear the Gummy Bears theme.
Oh, come on! It's gonna be in my head for the entire week.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. It's beyond compare. They are the Gummy Bears. Sorry.
That was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. I loved that show, and I still do. It's such a great show. I watch it with Brandon sometimes.
Yeah, I hated that show as a kid.
What?
There was no action in it. There was no like.
What are you talking about? It was all action.
It was wimpy action. You know, I liked Ghostbusters. I liked He-Man. You know, that was my jam as a kid. You know, I couldn't be bothered with this Disney gummy bear nonsense. You know, I want swords and sorcery, man. You know, like that's how I was as a kid. You know, thank God I grew out of that.
When did you grow out of that?
I know. It just got worse. Now I'm a fiend.
Yeah, and maybe you would have, stopped being into it if you hadn't married somebody who was also.
No, I dated so many girls that were like not into that stuff, not into the high fantasy stuff, and I was like, nah, you gotta kick rocks, princess. It ain't gonna work. You know, girls that were like, I can't believe you play video games. You're like a 25-year-old man. Grow up. I'm like, listen, princess, you're out. All right, if I can't play video games, if I got to hear this, while I'm playing video games, like that's what the headphones are for. You're out of here.
It's like any other, hobby that a person is really into.
Yeah.
I mean, like think about it. Like, I'm not a sports person. If you were, constantly with, the football and the baseball games,
yeah.
like it would get really tiresome for me because it's just not my thing.
Yeah, of course.
So you got to find somebody who, either at the very least supports
Speaks the language.
Their hobbies, but that's like the bottom of the line. They really, it would be better compatibility wise if they joined you.
Yeah. Never had that.
What's that?
I didn't have that. I didn't have that with those girls. But that's why we got married.
Well, exactly. Yeah, we like hot sauce and video games.
We do, in D&D. So what are you doing to Lizard Folk number 3 over here?
Well, I'm going to cast Burning Hands, and since I'm casting it, it's a level 1 spell, so since I'm casting it at level 2, that means I get to increase the damage by 1d6. So it originally was 3d6 fire damage, so now it's going to be 4d6 fire damage.
Whoa.
So let's see what this roll is.
4d6 fire damage.
I really hope it's a big, nice roll, because he's only taking half of the damage. So.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. Is Lizard Folk number 4 also getting this?
Well, how big is the cone effect?
It is 15 feet. 15 feet.
I mean, it makes sense. Yes. It shoots out 15 feet.
It's the language is 15-foot cone. So like it shoots out from her. She's the point of the cone. And
Right.
It goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would both get hit.
It only makes sense because the way I envision this, without ever knowing that you're going to use a cone effect spell, is that these two, you've got one who's wearing a shield and a melee weapon, a club, and the other one who is just in the 5-foot box, behind and next to him with a javelin. That's kind of how I had this figured out. So yeah, if one guy is getting, if one guy's getting hit with a cone effect spell, the other one is likely gonna get it too. So, so let's do that. Let's apply it to both of them. It only makes sense.
Are you gonna do a separate saving throw for number 4?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, got to do a separate saving throw. So these guys don't get bonuses to Dex, so it's going to be just a straight D20 roll. So number 4 rolled an 11. Does that beat your spell save DC?
It does not.
Oh,
Spell
someone's
save
taking
DC
full
is-
damage.
Exactly. My spell save DC is 14, so
Okay,
it's
so
gonna take all that damage to the face.
right to the face. Cook them directly in the face.
All right, here comes. Apparently, the later it gets, the more savage we get.
That makes
Here
sense.
comes my roll.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so I put /roll and then 4d6, right?
Yeah. And then, do you get any bonuses to, don't you get a spell attack bonus or something?
Not on this, I don't think. No, that's if the spell says that you have to roll to see if the spell, if you cast it, if it hits.
Right.
So I think Firebolt is like that. Whatever fire spell is a cantrip is like that, where you have to roll to see if it even hits.
Okay.
That's where you add that bonus. But here it's just the damage. So it's 4d6. Let's see what the roll comes out to.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hey, all right.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
It'd be nice if that number wasn't a 1, But 2 3s and a 6.
Wait, hold on a second. I have a feature about that. Hold on there.
Holding.
Okay. So let me get to page 166 in my. Oh, I almost knocked over my coffee mug.
Tell me about your feats.
Okay. All right. So I have the. I have the Elemental Adept feature.
Okay.
So, the resistance part doesn't apply here, but when I roll damage for a spell you cast that deals this damage type, you can treat any one on a damage die as 2.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh! So that 1 becomes a 2?
It becomes a 2. And the
Good for
damage
you
becomes
remembering
1.
that.
I'm really proud of myself. It's 10 after 2 and I remembered something like
Yeah.
that.
some of these feats can get a little obscure, and that's definitely one that I would probably often forget about that one. Good for you. Okay, so then that 13 is really a 14.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, so number 3 over here takes 7 damage, and then number 4 is gonna take the full kit and caboodle.
What sound do they make when they get hit?
So you turn around and you see lizard folk 3 and 4 advancing on you, and you spin around with your hands up, and suddenly fire ejects from your palms, lighting up grass and the lizard folk at the same time. The fire scorching them, and they burning them, and they squeal.
I just wanted to hear that.
As the smell of cooking salmon erupts into the broiling cod.
Yuck.
Just erupts from their skin. All right. So we're gonna leave it here, because it's late. I'm not in the mood to roll damage numbers for lizard folk 1 through 4 here. So we'll be back next week. We're gonna pick up with this combat, and then we've got a couple of more marches to do. We've got some role play next session, another march that could turn into more combat, and then 2 more days of that format in front of our characters. So I just want to stop for a second and get like a little bit of a recap, Hun. What did you think about this first session with these new characters?
I liked it a lot. I like these characters. I like that they have a good, positive, warm working relationship. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, agreed. I like them too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of play them out a little bit and see where things go, how things progress. What I'm really looking forward to though is hopefully we get a nice mix of forest encounters, but I'm really looking forward to getting into that ruin. I've got some.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've got some fun stuff planned. Getting in there. So it's going to be that. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun crawling through that ruin once we finally get there. So. Okay, I want to thank everyone watching on Twitch. I want to thank everyone watching on YouTube as well as Kick. If you could not see live and you're watching on YouTube later on, thank you very much. Please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We go live here at the Paladins Tavern Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. We're playing Lord of the Rings Online, Magic the Gathering, and of course Dungeons and Dragons. So Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern, I'll see you right here at the Paladins Tavern for Lord of the Rings Online.